Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you another Naruto discussion. Today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 favorite Naruto fights, but just as a disclaimer, I'm only going to be using the fights that take place in the original 72 volume Naruto manga. I'm not going to be including any of the filler fights that take place in the anime. So without any further ado, let's get right into this list. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to be starting with Kakashi versus Hidan and Kakuzu. And I remember the first time I read this fight, it was absolutely fucking bananas to see what Kakashi was doing. Kakashi single-handedly was making a fucking kunai look badass again. Ask yourselves, when was the last time you saw a fucking kunai be relevant in a Naruto fight? It's been a long ass time if you go back and look at the series at this point. And to see Kakashi jumping in between Hidan and going up against any of the rest of Team 10, to have his kunai slice right in between Hidan's scythe, knowing damn well that if Kakashi gets a single scratch and Hidan gets a drop of his blood, it's game over. To see Kakashi fighting him off like that, to use the Sharingan's Eye of Insight to predict his movements while also keeping track of the multiple autonomously moving hearts that Kakuzu has, that was so fucking crazy to me. And the fact that Kakuzu has to be killed multiple times at this point, and Kakashi has to watch out for Ino and Choji, particularly in the anime where they add in some of the filler where Choji thinks that he has a big set of balls, where he fucking challenges Kakuzu. That's the dumbest shit that I've ever seen since Kurenai thought that she could catch Itachi in a fucking genjutsu. So to see that and to see how Kakashi has to watch out for two fodder while making sure that Shikamaru can activate his plan, that's one of my favorite fucking fights in Naruto. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to be going with Naruto versus Orochimaru. And this fight, particularly Naruto in his four-tailed state, is one of the most slept on fights in all of Naruto. When you go back and you look at all the feats that are displayed in this fight, and in particular when you look at where it's placed at in the series, I feel this fight should be a top 1 or 2 for most Naruto fans. I know that's saying a lot, so I'm going to explain why in particular this fight for me ranks at number 4, but why it shouldn't be as slept on as much. When I got to this point in the manga when I was reading it, I really thought that Naruto might actually, I know this is going to sound crazy, I thought Naruto might actually be able to stop Orochimaru and walk right into his hideout and take Sasuke back. Like, when I got to this part and you see Naruto willingly give in to the power of the Kyuubi after Kishimoto dick teased us when Naruto is giving into the power when he's fighting against Deidara, because he's coming to grips with the fact that Gaara might actually be dead, even though we as readers know Gaara's dead. Naruto is refusing to believe it, and Kakashi had to slap that seal on him. Well, Kakashi isn't there, and at this time we don't know exactly the full extent of Yamato's power. And to see Naruto in the four-tailed state, to have Naruto firing up a Biju Dama, and he basically eats it, caves in the ground, and Orochimaru, a guy who's seen a whole bunch of crazy shit, who was in the Akatsuki, who knows firsthand what the fucking Rinnegan can do, Orochimaru was looking at Naruto, and I really feel like Orochimaru was in disbelief at what he was seeing. And you see Orochimaru, this is after he has his fucking jutsu sealed by Sarutobi, mind you. He's using the body replacement stuff where he's shedding the skin and he's punching Naruto, laying in blows on him. At one point he has the fucking sword come out of his mouth and his neck is stretching. He's knocking Naruto all the way fucking clear across the fucking forest, all the way past the bridge. You have Naruto going deeper and deeper into the despair, and it's all because he wants to bring Sasuke back. In particular, I love the lead up for this fight where you see Naruto where he's looks like he's being drowned by the inner water that's inside that sanctuary that he has, that he shares with the Kyuubi, and you can tell that the Kyuubi is just waiting. And I remember when I got to this point in the manga, I said, is Naruto gonna go full out Nine Tails mode at this point? And obviously that doesn't happen until we get to Pain, but this fight has some of the best shit in Naruto. To have Orochimaru use a fucking triple Rashomon to where he has like the 3 fucking barriers that come up and Naruto's Biju Bomb just eats through that shit, that was so fucking insane to me. So coming in at number 3, I'm gonna go with Madara Uchiha versus the 5 Kage. And this fight in particular, the aftermath of the fight, this was one of my favorite favorite parts in all of Naruto. Back when Madara Uchiha first showed up and you see him looking down over all the shinobi, and after Kabuto says, I brought you back better than you were in your original, and you know he's referring to the fact that Madara's got the Rinnegan. It's just one epic thing after another with Madara. Like when he dropped the fucking meteor on the Shinobi Alliance, and then Inoki tries to stop and he says, oh, okay, that ain't enough for you, I'm gonna drop another one on top of that meteor. So when it gets to the 5 Kage, you're going, oh shit, we're really gonna see a fucking Kage level battle royale. And I remember being so fucking hyped at this because you had the 5 Kage taking on the legendary founder of Konoha. I remember getting goosebumps when I first started reading the fight, and then it became very clear that Madara was dicking these guys around. And when he tells Naruto after the fact that the 5 Kage, quote, they're not okay, and you see Tsunade split in fucking half with a fucking tree. That shit happened all fucking panel, and I remember reading that shit and I'm like, Madara fucked them up. He went in dry with no lube and he fucked their shit up. I love the one scene where Madara, as he's fighting these guys, he says, okay, well, it's 5-on-1. That's not fair. I'm just gonna use some fucking wood shadow clones and we're gonna fucking fuck you up, and all of them have the perfect Susanoo. Oh my god, this shit was so fucking crazy. I got so hyped when we got to this fight, man. Like, I'm getting goosebumps and getting excited just thinking about the different things that happen in this fight. And in particular, I like how when Tsunade, when she activates the seal on her forehead, and it looks like Tsunade's actually gonna be putting in some work, where you're going, oh my fucking god, Tsunade is putting in work. Tsunade, the most useless Hokage ever, might actually defeat Madara. That's when Madara comes out the fucking ground with that Susanoo sword, and that Susanoo just goes right through him. And I remember when I read that, I said, did Kishimoto just kill off Tsunade? Did this just happen? Is he going to have it where Naruto becomes Hokage after the war? That was a very popular train of thought after the fact, but obviously that didn't happen. Tsunade plot protected her, she stayed alive. But this fight, this has a fucking special heartfelt soft spot for me. So coming in at number 2, I'm gonna be going with Itachi versus Sasuke. And when it comes to the actual fight itself, I don't think that this is one of the most special fights in the series, but the reason why it ranks so high for me is not because I'm an Itachi fan, but more so because of the build up towards this fight. I remember when I read Naruto for the first time, and I'm reading the chapters where Sasuke is reflecting on the events leading up to the Uchiha massacre, and you're getting an idea for why Sasuke is the person that he is, why he went down this path to where he's gonna potentially kill Naruto. And then right before this fight, you know everything Sasuke's been through. He's taken part of Orochimaru into his essence. He has become a rogue ninja, and you get like the mini flashback, and you see Itachi looking like a fucking badass, yo, where he's sitting on the Uchiha clan's throne and all that other shit, and he's looking down at Sasuke. And they get into like the Genjutsu battle, and you get like the brief mention of what happened with Madara and his brother, and then the actual fight itself after all of that comes through, where you are very, very, very much invested in Sasuke as a character. I love the fact that as the fight's progressing, you find yourself, or at least I did, rooting for Sasuke to take down this evil motherfucker Itachi. And it just seems like the more the fight goes on, it seems like Sasuke's slowly getting the edge. Like when it opens up and they're throwing like the fucking shuriken at each other and just bouncing all over the fucking place, and Itachi jumps in between the windmill shuriken that Sasuke used. Sasuke pulls on that fucking string and Itachi gets hit in the hamstring. That's a nasty ass injury. Like I remember when I pulled my hamstring when I was playing football, man. I couldn't do shit for a while. That's a nasty thing to try to recover from. And to have Itachi continue to fight through that shit, and you have Zetsu saying that Itachi should have been able to dodge, that was your first clue that something was going on with Itachi. And then I believe, it's been a while since I've read the fight, but I believe during that, I know the anime covered this better, but I believe during that you see the shot where it looks like Itachi is going half blind while he's fighting, and then to have the Susanoo just come out of nowhere after Sasuke used Kirin, a jutsu that he specifically created to take down Itachi Uchiha, to kill him, and in most cases would have. He uses the fucking thunderclap and it comes down on Itachi. Susanoo comes out, and that's the first time you've seen it, and you find out that Sasuke is gonna fight Itachi, and Itachi has these spiritual weapons, and that Orochimaru's look for some of them. You see Sasuke cowering like a bitch, backing up, going, oh my god, I can't stop him. And you see Sasuke just going, yeah, throwing little kunai and shit, explosive tags, nothing's fucking working. You got Itachi just slowly walking towards him. He's going, my eyes, I'm taking my eyes, and you just see this shit. And then to have Kishimoto have Orochimaru come out of the fucking curse mark after Sasuke has exhausted all of his chakra. Oh man, that was so fucking crazy. And you have Orochimaru, basically, I feel Orochimaru was looking at that as the perfect opportunity to get revenge on both Uchiha brothers, and to have Itachi seal away Orochimaru like it's nothing and then turn his attention back to Sasuke. Oh man, I get goosebumps thinking about that part right there, man. I get legit goosebumps, like my hair gets like fucking tight and shit just talking about this right now, because it's at that moment I thought, is Kishimoto gonna kill off Sasuke? Is this gonna happen? And obviously it doesn't happen. Itachi starts coughing up the blood, head hits the stone slab that Sasuke is sitting on, and then we find out that Itachi was actually a good guy after all this shit. And to have everything that happens after the fact, that's why this fight ranks so much higher. So you're probably asking yourself, what is your number one fight in all of Naruto? And this one is going to be purely because of how I felt when I read it, and that is Jiraiya versus Pain. This fight was the first time in all of Naruto where, as I'm reading it, it's really hitting me that one of my favorite characters is about to die. Because I remember when Jiraiya said, oh, I'm gonna go find out information on the Akatsuki leader, I'm thinking it's gonna be just a simple reconnaissance mission. But as you see the fight play off and you find out that these are his former students, in particular Konon, and then you see him fighting against the different pains, and he's having to resort to using the summonings, which led to an extremely badass fight. But then you see Jiraiya fucking running, and I get it, he's trying to, you know, gather the nature energy to go into sage mode, but he can't really do it. And it just seems like every time Jiraiya gets the upper hand, Nagato whips out something that's just fucking insane. Like, you have the path where he's able to go into the chameleon state, and Jiraiya can't fucking sense his ass, he's got to put up the barrier. That doesn't work. You see his summoning get his ass kicked, and then you see the point where Jiraiya, after he goes into sage mode, you have the Preta path absorb the huge ass Rasengan that Jiraiya, and that's the point for me where I realized Jiraiya was gonna die, when the Rasengan that he created was absorbed. And then when you have the combined attack with the two Manpa toads, and you have Jiraiya using the fire style on top of that shit, and that doesn't work. Oh man, like, this was that fight for me where Naruto officially got dark, and it's so fitting that it was this fight that led up to the events of Naruto versus Pain, where Pain is just running roughshod through everybody in the Hidden Leaf Village, and for a moment is responsible for Kakashi dying. It just feels like this was the main course before the actual main course. Like, this was so good to me. What made this fight so fucking insane to me is we saw Jiraiya kill a few of the paths of pain, but Jiraiya was not able to walk away alive because Jiraiya decided, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get confirmation, but Jiraiya had lost a fucking arm. Like, this was so fucking fitting, and the fact that Jiraiya gets taken down, where you see the pains come out the sky and they're driving the chakra rods in this dude. Jiraiya's got his fucking throat crushed. He's writing on Pato, the code for Naruto to figure out, and then you see Jiraiya just floating down into the abyss. Oh man, that was the most bittersweet death in all of Naruto. That's my favorite death. So with that being said, those are my top 5 Naruto fights. Let me know what you think about this list, and let me know what top 5 you guys would like to see later as well. Let me know what are your top 5 favorite Naruto fights. But if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, guys. Have an awesome day, people.